My name is Seth Calloway. I am 33. I install custom cabinetry for a small firm that does residential renovations. 0:077 seconds, which means I spend most of my working hours in other people's kitchens measuring things twice and cutting once and listening to true crime podcast. 0:15 seconds through one ear bud while the other ear stays available for whatever the homeowner needs to tell me about the original contractor who did everything. 0:22 seconds wrong. It is not a glamorous life. It is a precise one which suits me. I had been with Dana Reyes for 2 years. We ended in 0:31 seconds April on a Sunday with the particular civility of two people who have stopped being in love but are still in the habit of being kind to each other. There was 0:39 seconds no villain in the story. There rarely is in the endings that hurt the most. She said she thought we'd stopped growing toward each other. I said I thought she 0:48 seconds was right. We sat with that for a moment and then she cried a little and I didn't. And I drove home and sat in my 0:55 seconds apartment and ate cereal at 10 at night and thought about how quiet the correct decisions can be. That was 8 months before Carol Ree called me on a Thursday. 1:041 4 seconds afternoon in December. Carol was Dana's mother. She was 58, ran a small alterations business out of a shop on 1:111 11 seconds the east side of town, and had the particular quality of certain women of her generation who have raised children and managed difficult things and come 1:191 19 seconds out the other side with an economy of expression and zero tolerance for anything that wastes time. She spoke in 1:261 26 seconds complete sentences always. She made decisions and then acted on them. And the acting was swift and unbothered by 1:341 34 seconds second thoughts. She and I had gotten along from the beginning, which I always understood was not automatic. She had watched me carefully the first year and 1:421 42 seconds, then somewhere in the second stopped watching and started simply including, which I took as the higher compliment. 1:481 48 seconds when Dana and I ended. Carol had called me once, not to assign blame, not to debrief, just to say that she was sorry. 1:561 56 seconds, and that she had always found me to be a good man. And she hoped I knew that. I had thought about that call more than once in the 8 months since. She called 2:042 for seconds on a Thursday and said she had a problem. She was redecorating her spare bedroom, painting, new furniture, the full reset, and the new dresser had 2:132 13 seconds arrived, and the delivery man had put it in the living room because they don't carry things upstairs. She said this with the tone of a woman who has formed 2:212 21 seconds of permanent opinion about delivery men, and she needed it moved to the second floor and into the correct room. And there was a tight corner on the landing. 2:292 29 seconds she wasn't sure about. She said, I know you're busy. I know this isn't imposition. I said it wasn't. She said, 2:372 37 seconds you're good with tight corners. I said, I'd come Saturday morning. I told myself this was a simple thing, a favor for a woman I liked and respected. 2:462 46 seconds who had treated me well, who needed furniture moved. I am a person who helps when asked. That is a character trait, not a strategy. I told myself this on 2:552 55 seconds Thursday evening. I told myself again on Friday. By Saturday morning, I had told myself enough times that I recognized 3:023 2 seconds the pattern, which is the pattern of a man who is trying to convince himself of something he hasn't fully settled. It was Dana's mother. We were going to move. 3:103 10 seconds a dresser. I parked outside Carol's house at 9 o'clock in the morning. It was a cold Saturday, the kind December makes as a matter of policy, and her front 3:193 19 seconds walk had been shoveled with the thoroughness of a woman who does not leave things half done. There was a wreath on the door. There was a smell of coffee from 3:273 27 seconds somewhere inside when she opened it. She looked the same. Of course she did. It had been 8 months, not 8 years. She had 3:343 34 seconds her reading glasses pushed up on her head and paint on her left forearm in the pale yellow of the spare room, visible when she reached up to hold the 3:423 42 seconds door open. Seth, she said, come in. We stood in her kitchen the way you stand in a kitchen you know well when you haven't been in it for a while. 3:523 52 seconds comfortable and slightly careful at the same time. She asked about work. I asked about the shop. She said business was good, that the holidays always brought 0:04 in alterations, that people bought formal things in November and then immediately needed them taken in or let out. She said this with a mild 0:84 8 second satisfaction of someone whose expertise is in constant demand. The dresser was in the living room as described. It was 154 15 seconds a solid piece, dark wood, 6 drawers, the kind built to last 40 years if you don't drop it down a staircase. We 224 22 seconds assessed the landing corner together. I said I thought it would go if we angled the approach correctly. She said she had thought the same but wasn't certain. I 304 30 seconds said I'd done tighter corners. We moved it in 4 passes, which is 2 fewer than I expected. Carol was not. 384 38 seconds decorative help. She anticipated the pivot point each time before I asked, held her side at the right height, moved when I needed her to move, and stopped. 474 47 seconds when I needed her to stop. She had the spatial intelligence of someone who has rearranged rooms alone many times and understands that furniture is a geometry. 564 56 seconds problem. We set it against the wall. I stood up straight and looked at it. She stood beside me and looked at it. Good corner, she said. Good corner, I agreed. 5:075 7 seconds she left to get water. I looked around the room. Pale yellow walls still smelling of paint. A new rug rolled up. 5:155 15 seconds against the baseboard not yet laid. A small framed print leaning against the wall waiting to be hung. A room being made over from scratch. The way you. 5:2:35 minutes. 23 seconds sometimes need to redo a space before you can inhabit it differently. Carol came back with 2 glasses of water and handed me one. She looked at the dresser, then at the window, then at me. 5:3:55 minutes. 35 seconds she set her glass down on the windowsill. Then she went to the door of the room and closed it. Not urgently, deliberately. The click of the latch was. 5:4:45 minutes. 44 seconds very clear in the quiet house. She turned around. We need to talk, she said. I want to be accurate about what happened in my chest at that moment. It. 5:5:35 minutes. 53 seconds was not alarm exactly. It was the physiological version of a person standing at the top of a staircase in the dark, knowing they were about to. 6:0:16 minutes. 1 second descend, not knowing how many steps. Okay, I said. She sat down on the edge of the bare mattress and looked at me. 6:0:96 minutes. 9 seconds with the expression she uses when she is about to say something that has been prepared, not rehearsed for performance. 6:1:56 minutes. 15 seconds prepared for honesty. I'm going to tell you something, she said. And I need you to let me finish before you say anything. Can you do that? Yes, I said. 6:2:46 minutes. 24 seconds. Dana is seeing someone, she said. Has been since August. I'm not telling you this to hurt you. I'm telling you because it's relevant and you deserve to. 6:3:36 minutes. 33 seconds have the full picture before I say what I'm going to say next. She paused. I also think you already knew in some way. 6:4:16 minutes. 41 seconds. You re a perceptive person. I had not known. I felt something shift in me. Not grief exactly. Not after 8 months. 6:5:06 minutes. 50 seconds. Something more like a door closing properly that had been standing ajar. I kept my face neutral. I didn't know. 6:5:76 minutes. 57 seconds said, but thank you for telling me. She nodded once. My daughter is a good woman who made a choice that was right for her. 7:0:47 minutes. For seconds, and may have been wrong in ways she doesn't fully understand yet. I am her mother and I love her and I am not here to conduct her case or argue against it. 7:1:47 minutes. 14 seconds. She met my eyes. I am here because I have a separate opinion that belongs to me and not to her. And I have been sitting on it for 8 months and I am 58. 7:2:37 minutes. 23 seconds. Years old and no longer willing to sit on things. I stayed still. You were the best man my daughter has been with. She. 7:3:07 minutes. 30 seconds said, not the most exciting, not the most dramatic. The best. You were steady and you were honest and you showed up. 7:3:87 minutes. 38 seconds when you said you would. And you treated her with a specific kind of respect that I have not always seen men give women, including men who thought they were. 7:4:67 minutes. 46 seconds being respectful. She paused. You also treated me like a person, not the girlfriend's mother. A person. I noticed. 7:5:57 minutes. 55 seconds that I noticed things. I did not say anything. She had asked me to let her finish. My daughter is not what I want. 8:0:38 minutes. 3 seconds to talk to you about, she said. Not primarily. She picked up her water glass, looked at it, set it down again. 8:1:18 minutes. 11 seconds. I have a friend. Her name is Joanna. 8:1:48 minutes. 14 seconds. She's 41. She's a civil engineer. She's been divorced for 3 years. She has a 9-year-old daughter named Petra, who is the funniest child I have met in my life. And I do not say that as flattery. 8:2:58 minutes. 25 seconds. A small pause. Joanna has been my closest friend for 12 years. I know her character the way I know my own kitchen. 8:3:28 minutes. 32 seconds. I know what she has been through and I know what she deserves and I know the kind of man she would do well with. She looked at me directly. I have been. 8:4:08 minutes. 40 seconds thinking about, clears throat, you since April. She said not obsessively, just returning to the thought whether it would be strange, whether it would cause. 8:4:88 minutes. 48 seconds damage, whether Dana would be hurt, or whether in fact she has no ground to stand on given the circumstances. 8:5:48 minutes. 54 seconds. A pause whether it was my place. And I said, I decided it was not to arrange. 9:029 minutes. 2 seconds anything, or push anything, to say something to you and give you information and then step back entirely and let it be what it is. She folded her. 9:119 minutes. 11 seconds. Hands in her lap with the composure of a woman who has made a decision and stands behind it. Joanna doesn't know I'm doing. 9:179 minutes. 17 seconds. This. I want to be clear about that. She would probably be mortified. She would also, I think, not be unhappy about the outcome, which is a sentence I have weighed carefully and mean precisely. 9:299 minutes. 29 seconds. She stood up. That's everything. She said, I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm not telling you this is a. 9:369 minutes. 36 seconds. Good idea or that it will work. I'm telling you that you are a good man who deserves a full life and I happen to know a woman who is also trying to build. 9:449 minutes. 44 seconds. 1, and I have thought about it for 8 months and decided I would rather say the thing than not say it. The rug still needs to go down if you have. 9:539 minutes. 53 seconds. Another 20 minutes. She said that is not a romantic story. That is a woman in a half-painted room speaking plainly about. 10:0010 minutes. Something she had prepared for a long time and then asking if I had 20 minutes for a rug. I know that I am telling you. 10:0710 minutes. 7 seconds. This because it matters that the most significant things are sometimes said in rooms that smell of paint without ceremony by people who have decided. 10:15 minutes. 15 seconds. Honesty costs less than silence. I helped with the rug. We spoke about other things. She did not revisit what. 10:22 minutes. 22 seconds. She had said and neither did I, which was the right call from both of us. She showed me the print she was going to hang a botanical illustration, irises. 10 colon 31 10 minutes, 31 seconds and dark ink, the kind of thing that looks like it has always belonged in a room. I told her where the light would catch it best. She said she had thought. 10 colon 39 10 minutes, 39 seconds the same. At the door, she gave me a card. Joanna's name on it, her work email, and Carol's handwriting in there. 10 colon 46 10 minutes, 46 seconds corner. Tell her I sent you. She'll know what it means. I drove home and looked at the card for a while. I have poor. 10 colon 53 10 minutes, 53 seconds instincts around moments that require me to do nothing, which meant I had to sit deliberately with the instruction to wait and consider. I considered for 3. 11 colon 0211 minutes, 2 seconds days. On the third day, which was a Tuesday, I wrote an email that took 4 drafts. Not because I didn't know what to say, but because I wanted to say it. 11 colon 11 minutes, 11 seconds without performing either confidence I didn't feel or uncertainty I didn't need to announce. I said, my name is Seth. 11 colon 18 minutes, 18 seconds a mutual friend suggested I reach out. I understand if this is unexpected. I'd welcome the chance to meet for coffee if you're open to it. No pressure in either. 11 colon 26 11 minutes, 26 seconds direction. I sent it at 7 o'clock in the evening. She replied at 7:43. She said, Carol warned me you were straightforward. This is exactly as. 11 colon 35 11 minutes, 35 seconds straightforward as promised. Yes to coffee. Saturday works if it works for you. I want to tell you the coffee was. 11 colon 42 11 minutes, 42 seconds easy. It wasn't not entirely a first meeting with a person who knows something about you through someone else. 11 colon 48 11 minutes, 48 seconds has a particular texture. A negotiation between what's being described and what's actually present. But Joanna was someone who had also stopped having. 11 to 57 11 minutes, 57 seconds tolerance for anything that wastes time, which meant the first 20 minutes of calibration moved quickly. And by the 30-minute mark, we were talking the way you. 12 colon 0512 minutes, 5 seconds talk when you've forgotten you're supposed to be assessing each other. She was precise and dry and laughed at things I said that I hadn't been certain. 12 colon 12 minutes, 12 seconds were funny, which is a specific kind of validation that means something because it can't be manufactured. She talked about Petra the way parents talk about. 12 colon 12 minutes, 20 seconds children who have surprised them with pride that keeps catching her off guard. 12 colon 12 minutes, 24 seconds she said Petra had recently decided to write a dictionary of Madoop words and had so far defined 11, including 1-4. 12 colon 32 12 minutes, 32 seconds the feeling of opening a book to exactly the right page by accident, which Joanna delivered with the straight face of a woman who considers this a serious. 12 colon 39 12 minutes, 39 seconds linguistic project. I said that was a feeling that needed a word. She said Petra had named it Fluke Grace. That. 12 colon 47 12 minutes, 47 seconds landed. We had coffee for 2 hours and then walked for 40 minutes without planning to, which is the sign I have learned to read. She asked about the 12 colon 55 12 minutes, 55 seconds cabinetry work with genuine curiosity, the kind that asks follow-up questions. 13 colon 0013 minutes I asked about civil engineering and found it more interesting than I had expected and said so. And she said most people's eyes glaze over at the drainage. 13 colon 0813 minutes, 8 seconds part, and I had made it to drainage without glazing, which she appreciated. 13 colon 13 minutes, 12 seconds she did not ask about Dana. I did not volunteer anything. Carol's name came up once briefly, and we both acknowledged. 13 colon 13 minutes, 20 seconds the situation with the shorthand of 2 adults who understand that the situation is unusual and have independently. 13 colon 13 minutes, 27 seconds decided not to make it strange. She said Carol was a force of nature. I said I had reached the same conclusion in a half-painted spare bedroom. She smiled. 13 colon 13 minutes, 37 seconds I called Carol the next morning. She answered on the second ring. Well, she said. I said it had gone well, she. 13 colon 13 minutes, 44 seconds said. I know. She texted me last night. I laughed. The surprise short kind that comes out when you've been caught in the middle of information you. 13 colon 13 minutes, 53 seconds thought you were ahead of. She laughed too, the genuine kind. And for a moment, she sounded younger than 58. Or maybe 58. 14 colon 0114 minutes, 1 second just sounds different when someone is pleased. She said, I'll stay out of it from here. She meant it. She did. I. 14 colon 0814 minutes, 8 seconds want to say this clearly because the story could suggest otherwise. Carol said what she had to say and then she stepped back entirely and let it be what. 14 colon 14 minutes, 16 seconds it was, which is exactly what she had promised and exactly what made the whole thing possible. Months later, the first. 14 colon 14 minutes, 23 seconds time Petra met me formally with the specific gravity that 9-year-olds bring to assessments. She asked me 3 questions in order. Whether I thought. 14 colon 14 minutes, 31 seconds her dictionary was a good idea. Whether I knew what Fluke Race meant, whether I liked dogs, or was I a cat person. And. 14 colon 14 minutes, 39 seconds there was a quality to the way she asked the third question that suggested the answer mattered more than the first 2 combined. I said the dictionary was. 14 colon 14 minutes, 47 seconds serious work. I said Fluke Grace was one of the best words I'd heard. I said I like dogs. She looked at me for a 14 colon 14 minutes, 54 seconds moment with the measuring expression of someone performing due diligence. Okay, she said and went back to her book. 15 colon 0215 minutes, 2 seconds Joanna standing behind her caught my eye with the look that means she is working very hard not to laugh. A year later when people asked how we met, Joanna. 15 colon 15 minutes, 10 seconds said a mutual friend introduced us, which is true and covers all the essential architecture of the story. The 15 colon 15 minutes, 17 seconds full version, Carol's careful 8 months of thought, a locked door, a half-painted room, a card with handwriting in the corner. That version. 15 colon 26 15 minutes, 26 seconds wait told to people we trusted and they always had the same response, which was that Carol was a remarkable woman who. 15 colon 33 15 minutes, 33 seconds should have been running something. I drove to Carol's shop in April, the 1 year mark of the day Joanna and I had first met for coffee. I didn't call. 15 colon 42 15 minutes, 42 seconds ahead. I walked in with a bag of good coffee beans and a card that said nothing elaborate, just thank you for saying the thing. She looked at the 15 colon 50 15 minutes, 50 seconds card. She looked at me. She had the glasses pushed up on her head again, the same as the first morning. Paint on her sleeve replaced now by a seam she'd been working. You're doing well, she said. 16 colon 0116 minutes, 1 second it wasn't a question. Yes, I said. 16 colon 0416 minutes, 4 seconds good, she said, and handed me back the card because she is the kind of woman who doesn't need the documentation. Now sit down and tell me how she's doing. 16 colon 14 16 minutes, 14 seconds she never tells me enough. I sat down. 16 colon 17 16 minutes, 17 seconds I told her. She listened with the full attention of someone who loves the person being described and wants the honest version, not the managed one. 16 colon 26 16 minutes, 26 seconds outside the shop window, the street was doing its ordinary April things. The coffee I'd brought was better than the shop's usual, and she said so, which I. 16 colon 35 16 minutes, 35 seconds knew from 2 years of knowing her, meant she found it acceptable. Nothing important had arrived from nowhere. It had been built quietly and with. 16 colon 42 16 minutes, 42 seconds intention by a woman who had looked at the information she had and decided to act on it, and by 2 people who had been ready for something steady without. 16 colon 50 16 minutes, 50 seconds quite knowing they were ready until it was in the room. I still think about the locked door, not with strangeness, just with the understanding that some. 16 colon 58 16 minutes, 58 seconds conversations require an environment that won't let either person leave before the thing gets said. Carol knew that. She prepared the room and she closed the door and she said the thing. 17 colon 0817 minutes, 8 seconds the rest of it was ours. What would you have done if the mother of your ex pulled you aside and said something you weren't expecting and turned out to be? 17 colon 16 17 minutes, 16 seconds completely right? And have you ever had someone in your life who saw something in you before you were ready to see it yourself? Tell me in the comments.